All right, welcome once again to this month's show on What is Your Story with Dr. Robert. Also, remember, once again, we are back. This is a program that happens every Sunday at 6 p.m. only at Rimitvafrica Africa at Dr. Robert Osoro. So, my brother, so you say that you had started this.
Ulipiga ikaenda kwa wrong number.
Yeah.
Going to talk about the story going to do or the story. Okay, the story is about Azimio coalition, and that site is trying to talk about the breakups, the cracks that is facing Azimio. Remember, they were under one umbrella when they were vying for the concluded general election, and as it is now, there is some disquiet in the factions of the political party. Remember, ODM alone is facing some few challenges considering the positions that they decided to assign or to give to other leaders, and we've seen that the youth, they have come out guns blazing, blaming the party for betraying them. And I can cite two of the leaders, that is Babu Owino and Oledama Kina, the senator for Narok County. They were saying that they fought hard, or they sacrificed their time to campaign for Raila, but unfortunately things went the way they went, and so they felt that this time around they were going to be given the positions to hold in various capacities to serve as the youth leader, but unfortunately that has not occurred. So it went opposite, so they were blaming the party. Also, just on ODM alone, there's this leader from Sabaoti, that is Caleb Amisi, who said that Raila will be on the ballot. And so this has also tried to cause some jitters between the alliance. People are saying, like, it's high time for Raila to retire and pave way for other leaders. Remember, Kalonzo supported him 3 times. And there's also Martha Karua, who is also likely, or who is there from the story, if you read, she's waiting maybe for her time for her to be supported. So I don't know, guys, what is your take concerning the Azimio implosion? Because even right now, as we are talking, there's rumors, or there's stories going down undercover that Kalonzo Musyoka has already started to chart way forward concerning his presidential ambition. So your reaction on this, when I start with you, Regina, do you think that Azimio is bound to fail because now the chairman already has retired from politics, is not there, but we are also not seeing him since he evacuated the office. He has not been in the limelight as far as consolidating the opposition coalition is concerned. He has went silent. And also there's these murmurs concerning Raila, maybe he might be on the ballot 2027. Kalonzo is also expected to start now putting his resources into order, starting to put his troops into order for the purpose of shelving his ambition for the 2027 presidential ambition. What do you have to say about Azimio fraternity? Yeah. Yes. Yes. And maybe do you think that these small cracks that we are hearing or we are getting to know, but they're not big, they're not conspicuous in the limelight or in the public. This is just some inside the undercover. Do you think it might interfere with the role they're supposed to play as far as oversight check when it's concerned with the current government? Can it be able to sabotage or paralyze their mandate to put the government into action, to hold it accountable? Yeah. But now, because they want to focus on the things, can it maybe divert their attention in terms, instead of focusing on putting the government to check, now they start to just dwell on their own individual interest concerning vying on the 2027 elections? What is your take? Yeah. Okay. Shalom, what is your reaction on this story of Azimio? Yes.
We have seen many people saying that, like, Kalonzo is sometimes anaingia Kenya Kwanza, sometimes inakuwa ni rumors, not true. So we think that they have a long way to go. Yeah.
We're going to the second story, and the second story is about Rachel Ruto announces monthly prayer service at State House. First Lady Rachel Ruto says she will be holding a monthly church service at State House. She spoke on Sunday during a mass service held at House on Hill. In attendance were President William Ruto and Deputy Rigathi Gachagua alongside several leaders. She thanked the President Ruto for welcoming religious leaders to State House to pray for the country. Known as the most prayerful woman in the country, Ms. Ruto has more or less transformed State House into a house of prayer since replacing Margaret Kenyatta a few weeks ago. Let me quote what she had to say. As an intercessor, I'm very excited. I feel the doors have been opened. Thank you so much to our President for allowing us, intercessors, to walk into this compound today, pray. We are very excited. Besides, President Ruto had the church and religious leaders of his campaign during his march to State House. So this is a new regime they have taken over, and we are seeing one of a different case that I don't know if maybe it ever happened to the previous regimes, but I never saw that on President Uhuru's regime. So the First Lady, she has said that every month we will be having a church service at State House, the house on the hill. And yesterday we saw how they conducted the service, the worship team. They even had the Zabron singers, the ones known from Kono Abwana, that song that hit so much. And the First Lady has said that they're taking that opportunity to extend an olive hand to the religious leaders to be there to guide them and lead them for the spiritual nourishment. So it's something which is good, and it's a new idea. We have never seen it. But do you think this issue with them giving a green light for churches to come and hold worship there, maybe do you think it might dilute, or might be able to dilute maybe the function of the church? Like maybe the church might see there's something wrong with the government, but they might not be able to advise it, or to be able to come out guns blazing to warn them or to criticize them, because they are now going to conduct worship ceremony. What is your view, Shalom? When I start with you.
Okay, I would say,
Yeah.
hata kani kwa church, when it is in church,
Yeah.
it's the same wakatoka kwa State House. So I don't see any wrong thing.
Yeah.
As long as they are worshiping, they are praying for our country, it's all right. Yeah.
Lakini sasa kuna venye church huwa inakuanga na stand yake pengine kuhusiana na kitu fulani, so maybe kunaweza kuwa na kitu fulani ambayo serikali haifanyi vizuri, lakini kwa sababu sasa ni kama tuseme wako na bed na government, so unapata wanaweza kuwa waoga kuambia hao watu kitu fulani si vizuri. Unaona kama inaweza interfere na kitu kama hiyo ya kanisa?
Okay, it might.
Yeah.
Because tunajua, they think people think that si vizuri wapeleke like those matters to the state house.
Yes.
So let them come back to the church. Maybe they choose a certain church.
Yes.
Waseme, here and there we shall be meeting
Yeah.
and pray for our country.
Okay.
Because I know not everyone will be able to access the state house.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. When I come to you, Regina, what is your take concerning this story? Because there's also some different ideological ideas. Some people are arguing that they should embrace different religious divides. Like maybe, let's say this Saturday is for the SDA, Sunday is for the Anglicans, maybe the other weekend is for this denomination. What do you have to say? Because now people have, it has brought an illicit reaction concerning bringing on board different religious denomination. And also don't forget about the Muslims also. There was concern about the Muslims that they should also give them a chance maybe to have a Muslim function there at State House. So that also with them they can feel part and parcel of the inclusivity as far as religion is concerned. What is your take about this?
I think we are lucky as a country to have a government that is godly based, to have a government that really knows the church stuff and believes in God. We are so lucky. But again, they have to consider every religion in the country. So if it's matters of prayers and meetings and church services in the state house, they have to consider other religions, may it be Islamic, and so those are the many religions that are there. So I think they should consider everyone and give each and every religion a chance in the government to avoid the disagreements or some kind of favors. Yeah.
Thank you for your sentiments. We are moving on to the third story on the Daily Nation. The third story is about Kingi Wetangula promised to end Senate National Supremacy Wars. So battles have delayed the implementation of several legislation. The new senators had their retreat. CS Yatani said difference between the two houses were to blame for the delay of legal instruments through which equalization fund allocation had to be transferred to counties. Senator Speaker Amason Kingi termed as unfortunate previous supremacy battles between Senate and National Assembly, saying the flexing of muscles was unnecessary. So we have two legislators, and they operate in Parliament. One is at the national level, and the other one is at the Senate level, and they have supremacy battles considering the roles. We know very well that, according to the Constitution, is that we know that the members of Parliament, they play the role of amending and making laws. They play the legislation role mainly, while the senatorial role is for oversight role, which they do in terms of the county level, while this one is the nationwide level. But there's been a supremacy battle considering implementing some of this legislation, some of these bills that have been brought to Parliament, paralyzing the process which was supposed to be done long ago and moved on to something else. What do you think might be the cause of this supremacy? Was because some political pundits are arguing because of the salary, because you find that members of Parliament, they tend to be given a lot, they tend to earn more compared to the senators. And then they tend also to have a lot of allowances compared to senators. That is why you find that most people, they will either go to vie for member of Parliament, or they will go to vie for the governor's seat. What do you have to say considering this supremacy was? Because right now it is now derailing our agenda. Things are not moving normal the way they're supposed to move. And this is the new Parliament. We expected them to fast track, or we expected them to deliberate on these issues very fast, and we can move way forward concerning the matters of national interest. When I start with you, Shalon, what is your take about this story? Yeah. And your take, Regina, what do you have to say about this supremacy wars between the National Assembly and the Senatorial Assembly?
They should just solve the case. and settle down the issues they have, because we don't really have time. Much time have gone, so they have to settle each and every thing that they have to, so that things can work out and we can go ahead as a country. Yeah.
Moving on to another story is about Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua to chair climate talks after Shamba system storm. So the story is about Deputy President will today chair a meeting to discuss the urgent climate change intervention just days after he announced the return of Shamba system, which was banned because of the harm it caused to forest. The meeting was ordered by Ruto, who said leaders will be able to table urgent interventions to curb the adverse effects of drought, which has seen 942,000 children and 134 pregnant or lactating women suffer acute malnourishment. Okay, so 2 days ago, DP argued that it will be prudent to allow Kenyans to cultivate maize in forests instead of importing the cereal, while he has received the support of a few people who say the system will also accelerate the journey towards attaining the 10% forest cover target. Many environmentalists and politicians have criticized the plan, saying the move will claw back the gains made so far in protecting the forest. Narok Senator Ledamo Lekina insisted that there will be no Shamba system in Mau Forest and asked Kenyans not to take what he described as roadside declaration seriously. Someone should remind Rigathi that the decisions are made in cabinet, not roadside declaration. There is no Shamba system in Mau Forest, so whoever thinks that TP is above the law, dream on. His sentiments were echoed by Kakamega Senator Halwalu, who said the Shamba system will be abused by farmers to destroy indigenous forests. I'm Senator of Kakamega, from Kakamega Forest, the only remaining indigenous tropical rainforest outside Democratic Republic of Congo and the Amazon of Brazil. I would find it extremely difficult to disagree with Professor Wangari Maathai. Okay, and then another one was Lawyer Ahmed Nasir, who argued that the system will promote land grabbing that was common during the President Daniel Arap Moi. So the Deputy President is expected to chair today a meeting concerning climate talks, and in that meeting also there's that issue to do with the Shamba system, where the Deputy President was trying to advocate, or he was trying to urge people that they are going to consider people farming in the forest areas, because right now we are facing drought. So instead of us importing the cereals, we can decide to farm in the forest areas or the forest covers. But that led to a lot of illicit reactions, where we saw some leaders supporting it, while other leaders, they were criticizing it. And maybe if I talk in terms of the criticizers, some were arguing that it will lead to the issue of land grabbing, which was there during the Moise time. Others are also arguing that it will lead to the issue to do with destroying our forest cover. So we are going to reduce the number of forests. And this is something that the late Wangari Maathai fought for. She's a heroine that we remember her for fighting in terms of afforestation, in terms of planting of trees. So some legislators have come and blaming this process. Others have congratulated him, given him the green light to go on and execute it. I don't know, guys, what is your thought of reaction in terms of this? Because we have two illicit reactions. At the moment, we don't have rainfall, and planting on forest might mean that we are also going to destroy part of the forest to have the land for growing these crops. So what do you have to say, considering even right now we are under a drought season? Do you think it's a good move, or maybe Gachagua should just shelve off that idea and consider other means? When I start with you, Regina, what is your take?
First, because he's checking on the Shamba systems, a system that will help grow crops. But again, as you have said, it's a drought season. We are not sure of the rain. And according to those leaders who are opposing his idea, I think they also have a point. You cannot just go clearing off the forest just because of Shambas. Yeah, so he has to also consider. And if the leaders like that, Oledama, the senator of Narok, he have said decisions are made in the cabinet, not in the roadside declarations. So he should also cooperate with the leaders involved, even the Boni Halwale senator in Kakamega. He should consider and talk with them, make decisions at the cabinet, but not just bringing up his ideas. That on one side, yes, they are good ideas, but on the other side, there are still ideas that will bring disagreements. Yeah.
Thought of on this sentiments from Rigathi Gachagua. What do you have to say about
Okay,
planting on forest?
me personally, I oppose that.
You oppose that idea. Why?
Yeah.
Why are you opposing?
Because when it comes to plantation in the forest,
Yes.
it will contribute to the destruction of the forest, bearing in mind that when citizens get that opportunity, maybe they won't use it to utilize the forest at the right purpose.
Yes.
So maybe they cut off the trees.
Yeah.
You know that will contribute to lack of rain.
Mhm.
So it won't help.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
Okay. So moving on to another story is about publishers back Ruto on call to review CBC. Kenya Publishers Association said that they are preparing a memorandum to be presented to the soon-to-be formed task force on the new education system. KPH's chairperson Kiari Kamau said the CBC has areas that need urgent improvement. During his inauguration 2 weeks ago, President Ruto pledged to form a task force to look into ways of improving CBC. So today, story is about the publishers led by Kiari Kamau. They've given a green light. They've accepted the move by the president to go and form a task force that is going to review on the CBC curriculum, whereby they are going to improve areas that are necessary and also to abolish areas that they don't have any significance. So it seems like maybe this idea might work as far as the curriculum is concerned. They might come into agreement and implement it, but after polishing on a few areas. I don't know, what is your reaction on this? Do you think it's gonna fasten the process? Because he has already given agreement, he has already given a tick to consider the process. What do you have to say about this? When I start with you, Shalom.
It's a nice idea,
Yeah.
and I think it will help to help the CBC to develop more.
Yes.
And be helpful to our children.
Okay. And Regina, what do you have to say about this story?
Again, like I said last time, CBC is a good system, but it is some kind of unfair to other people in remote areas. But I think the decision and the idea is good. It will improve CBC at some point. So they cannot abolish the system, but they can look at ways which they can enhance it to favor even the people in remote areas who cannot who cannot afford some things.
Now, moving also to another story is about debt burden on expensive loans leaves Kenya in financial mess. That is a business story. Okay. So the story is that China is the biggest bilateral contributor to Kenya's 8.6 trillion public debt, with the International Development Association IDA topping the list of multilateral lenders. Data from Parliamentary Budget Office indicates that Kenya's debt stock is projected to hit 9.8 trillion by June next year. Alternatively, the government may decide to violate the debt ceiling by borrowing beyond the limit without amending the law. Okay. So this comes from data of Parliamentary Budget Office, which indicates that Kenya's debt is projected to be 9.8 trillion by June next year. The country's insatiable hunger to borrow more is expected to remain unchanged with the incoming of the new administration. It therefore leaves the government with the room to only borrow 200 billion to finance the fiscal deficit in 2023-24 budget, after Parliament in June capped the country's debt ceiling at 10 trillion. Alternatively, the government may decide to violate the debt ceiling by borrowing beyond limit without amending the law. The country's budget debt stock includes 4.268 billion in domestic borrowing, with foreign debts accounting to 4.295. It accounts to 68% of Kenya's gross domestic product, which is way above recommended 55% below. So this story is trying to talk about the debt wage bill we have, or we owe other countries. And one of the countries that we owe a lot of debt is China, which are the biggest bilateral contributor in our country. And we have two options in terms of this debt that we are owing. We either borrow more to do development as well as try to pay other deficits that we owe, or we remain the way we are, but things are going to be thick and harder for us because it's not easy, because we have a deficit, we have a government to run, we have states to operate, we have the county government. I don't know, guys, what do you have to say about this issue of borrowing? Because we cannot even blame the new regime because they found that debt there. As for your case, guys, what would you maybe advise the government to do? Should they maybe borrow a bit to use in other things, or maybe we should just continue the way we are, but things are becoming hard and hard every day? What do you have to say about this, Shalom?
I would like to say that the government will put an effort to at least to pay some debts and to reduce that borrowing so that we can move at a faster pace.
But at the moment, you see that if they avoid borrowing, there are things that are getting stagnant. There are some, we are getting in a financial mess. Like, there will be cases like maybe people are not paid on time. There will be cases like some people boycotting jobs. Like, things will remain stagnant, will remain stranded for a long period of time. And at the moment, when you look at our gross domestic product, in terms of the revenue we collect and everything, it is not enough to sustain this. Do you think your answer is enough, maybe to is credible for that question that we are asking ourselves as Kenyans?
Okay, it might not.
Yeah.
But can we just, like the Kenyan government, make some organization within our country and borrow within this country?
Within this country?
Yeah. Because when go outside the country, I think it's costing them more.
More?
Yeah.
Okay. Your reaction on this, Regina, concerning our borrowing debt and how the situations are?
You know, borrowing is adding a problem to another problem. So them going out there and borrowing another money, and already we have a big burden. So how are we going to like sort out the former burden when we keep adding other debts on top of other debts? So I think they should, you know, Kenya is a rich country with so rich and sourceful raw materials. So I think they should just, from the produce, develop ideas, you know, develop things that will help them get more income from our own. You know, we can even grow things that will sell to other places so that we can get more. There are so many ideas. We are not bad as a country, as they are putting it. There is a way we can just look for how we can pay that debt. Yeah, instead of going to borrow.
Again, moving on to another story is about Kipchoge is 13.7 million richer after record-breaking run. So the story is about our own athlete, double Olympic marathon champion Eliud Kipchoge will earn 113,000 US dollar, which is equivalent to 13.7 million, for breaking his own world records and winning Berlin Marathon. The 7-year-old obliterated his own world record by a massive 30 seconds when he won his fourth Berlin Marathon title, running a new record of 2 hours, 1 minute and 9 seconds. Eliud Kipchoge, for his victory in bonuses and running under 2 hours, 2 minutes and 30 seconds in bonuses for breaking the world record. Kipchoge edged out his fellow countryman Man Korir, who finished second on 2 hours, 5 minutes and 58 seconds, as Tadu Abake from Ethiopia finished third. So the story is talking about our own marathon record breaker, that is Eliud Kipchoge. He broke again another record, whereby he won with the 2 hours. So let me read it somewhere. He won the race using this time. That was a duration of 2 hours, 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and he was competing with other marathon runners from different countries. Personally, I want to congratulate him for setting the pace high. This is the second time he has won, and this time around again he has been able to win more money in terms of the record that he set. And from Eliud Kipchoge, we can be able to learn that dedication is something that you can never leave aside, or something that you can never ignore. He's someone who is dedicated, is someone who has been practicing, is someone who has been going for those runs, going for those country world marathon in terms of practicing. Because, you know, when you go to Berlin, Germany, the climate is different in terms of weather. And also, when you look maybe here in our country, from where he comes from in the Rift Valley, you find that there's some areas that are flat, there's some areas that are hilly, and bearing in mind that he went for a practice there, he ran in our country and then went there and emerged as a winner. It's something maybe to give hope to the society that those marathon runners who are looking up after him, that things are possible only if you dedicate and put hard work on it. What is your take concerning Eliud Kipchoge and his winning? What do you have to say about it as a fellow citizen in your country, Kenya? What do you have to say?
Okay, I would say congratulations to him.
Yes.
And also it's our pride.
Yeah.
That we have
a world marathon runner.
Yeah, we have a hero.
Yeah, who sets the record, yeah.
Yes. Okay. So the government should encourage to support in supporting talents.
Yeah.
Because they are more contributing to our country.
Yes.
And they are, at least someone can get his own living from his or her talent.
As they say that talents pay.
Yeah.
Okay. Regina, what do you have to say about Kipchoge? The 13.7 million.
Okay, we're always proud of him as a country. Congrats to him. This guy is rich, so I think he should just help the country pay the debt a bit halfly, you know. He can at least help us kidogo. But I'm kidding, but he's a good guy. We are proud of him, of what he does. The government should just support him higher and higher. Yeah.
We are moving now to the standard, and the first story on the standard that we are going to tackle is about Raila calls ODM top organ meeting amid rebellion. So the opposition leader, that is Raila Amolo Odinga, is expected to hold a meeting today with the leaders from the ODM to settle the disquietness, or rather the cracks that is facing the house. Remember, there's been different cracks, or there's been different plea, or there's been different cries. One is considering the leadership. The youth they feel that they are betrayed. They're not given the positions, and they played a very big role in terms of mobilizing the ground, in terms of popularizing Raila during the concluded general election. As well, also, there are also other leaders who they feel that they want to be in the same position to serve there for a very long time, and they feel that the move to remove them is also a sign of betrayal. So he is expected to meet the top organ and the entire leadership to try to settle the rebellion. Remember, this is coming at a time that when he went to Kisumu for the purpose of popularizing for the person who was to take the speaker's seat, some MCAs never went to meet him. So Raila had to take a humble pie, meet the ones that were there, and then return back. So some people are arguing that he's now becoming political irrelevant. He's losing grip on the ground. He's losing grip on Nyanza, his stronghold. So I think he's just trying to make the house into order, maybe for the purpose of the party to be relevant. But I don't know if it's about his his anger for political power in 2027. But I don't know. That one maybe time will tell. So if I start with you, Regina, what do you have to say about Raila meeting the top organs amid these cracks, amid this noise that we are hearing every day about ODM political party? What do you have to say?
We have heard a lot about this this Azimio stuff. You know, so many issues, so many like disagreements. I wonder why they're not solving them. But I think after this meeting, everything will be okay for Azimio. You know, we are tired of hearing every time Azimio, Azimio, Azimio. The government is in place. So whatever they have to sort out, they should sort out after this meeting. We don't want these things that are going on and on. Yeah. Mr. Raila should just decide what he wants from his coalition.
And even maybe before I give a chance for Shalon to give us his opinion, there's also stories going on that the former Nairobi governor has already formed his own political outfit. It's called the Democratic Congress Party, that is Evans Kidero. Remember, he vied for Homa Bay governor, but he never won. Gladys Wanga won it. Gladys Wanga defeated him. And Miguna Miguna is also expected to come. And when you look at what Miguna Miguna tweeted is that he's coming to liberate the Luos. He's coming to make sure that they have freedom and ensure that they transform the entire Luo fraternity, as well as make sure that Raila Odinga retires from politics. Do you think this coming up of another party in Nyanza and also the coming back of Miguna Miguna, do you think it's going to bring some change? It's going to liberate the entire Luo Nyanza? Do you think it's going to lead to Raila's downfall? Because at the moment, the party is facing some wrangles. Also, one of those people who are from the parties, that is Evans Kidero, has already formed his political outfit. Remember the other day, there were leaders who were in the Azimio la Umoja umbrella, and they were from Nyanza. They went and formed a coalition with the Kenya Kwanza. And right now, Miguna Miguna is coming, and Kidero has also formed this. But do you think these two leaders, the leaders that we are seeing coming out or going against ODM, do you think they are going to be able to achieve their goal of liberating Luo people from ODM, making sure that they walk out of that political vehicle and move on to another political vehicle that will be able to foster their unity, will be able to foster their grievances forward, and they will be able to maybe bargain with the government for them to get developments. Remember the Luo Nyanza, they have been in the opposition for a very long period of time. And some of the leaders, if I quote them, like Miguna Miguna, said is because of the Odinga's family. What do you have to say about this, Regina?
Forming another political coalition suit is first an amazing idea, because change is inevitable, and change always comes with change. So when there's change, it means things are going to change. So I think Miguna Miguna coming, and it's good for the Luo community, because they have already lost faith in their leader, Mr. Raila. And we have never had another Luo leader, rise for the community. So Miguna Miguna coming in and just swiping out the ODM thing, it's a good idea for me, because it's change. And I believe in him. He's a confident man. He will be able to bring change. They'll feel protected and secure.
I also think maybe on that idea in terms of multipartism, because we also fought for multipartism, which was enacted in our constitution. So it might also be something good, because we also need to have other parties. What is your thought about this, Shalom? Considering ODM, Raila is expected to meet the leaders to settle the dispute that's going there.
Okay, coming to that meeting,
Yeah.
they should sit down
Yeah.
and talk about those problems that they are facing and come up with solutions so that they can protect all these targets.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, what is your take? Do you think the coming up of Miguna Miguna and the likes of Kidero forming a party, do you think it's a revolution to ensure that Raila gets a downfall in terms of being relevant at Nyanza? What is your take about it?
Okay, I would say that forming new parties,
Yeah.
it's a nice idea.
Mm-hmm.
Because, when you fail this time, you
Yeah.
have to look for another methods that you can pursue your dreams or whatever you're learning about.
Yes.
So, Miguna forming another party or events, it's a good thing. Because the Nyanza people will try to use that party and see whether they'll make it.
Whether they'll make it or not.
Yeah.
Okay. moving on to another story is about President Ruto said that cattle rustling will stop na sio tafadhali. So President Ruto has ordered for the security to be deployed at the banditry areas that are affected by bandits, and he has ordered for the security forces to fast track to speed up the process to ensure that cattle rustling comes to an end, becomes something of the past. And it's not for the first time that we are being faced with this cattle rustling. It has been there before, and we can say maybe the previous regimes were not keen about it to be able to sort out, but they had tried a bit. But also that cattle rustling is being brought by the people living from that community. They have the weapons, they own guns, they own these lethal weapons in terms of attacking that is aiding the process. So you find that solving it is difficult. And also there's the issue of wealth. Like some of them are citing that the wealth are not distributed equally. So that's why they're using the cattle to be able to solve their issues, to be able to feel like they have that equality. I don't know, guys, what is your take concerning this, because it is getting out of hand. People are losing lives every time, every day, every time. People are losing their homes as well. And it's making people to live in animosity. It's making people to live under destabilization. They don't feel like they are part and parcel of this country. What do you think? Do you think President Ruto, because he has now ordered, he has now reprimanded, do you think he's going to be able to sort out this issue? Because it's not the first time that he has promised. Even during the presidential debate at Catholic University of Nairobi, the Catholic University in Karen, he also said so that this is a matter that is going to handle once he takes the oath of office. And right now we have seen him ordering. What do you have to say about it? Do you think he's going to achieve this? He's still going to fail like other leaders? Shalon, when I start with you, what is your take on this story, cattle rustling?
Okay, for me it's a nice idea because
Yeah.
it might help somewhere.
Yeah.
Even if it won't help completely, at
Yes.
least someone somewhere will get maybe he will protect his cattle and protect his family.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think he will make it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there's also been this issue that the people, they don't want to submit, or they don't want to give the weapons they possess. I remember there was a time Interior CS went and pleaded with the guys, but you find that guys from those areas, there are people maybe I don't maybe dislike them, but the people who never went to school, they're illiterate, and they possess this weapon because they come from the border, so they buy it at a very cheaper price. So the government tried the issue of it, because that is the weapon that they use to target people. That's the weapon that they use to cause harm to people. Are they still this cattle rustling? What do you think the government should do in terms of them submitting the weapons? Because they seems to not take the government orders seriously. Some of them are still possessing the weapons, even after the government ordered them to give out the weapons. Yeah.
Okay, the government should be in a position
Yes.
to urge those people to return those weapons and also educate them,
Yeah.
so that they can know that they are doing the wrong thing.
I like that point of education, to create an enlightenment, to create an awareness.
Yeah.
Okay. Regina, what is your reaction on this issue of cattle rustling? It's getting out of hand. Each and every day people are affected. Each and every day people lose life. Each and every day some homes are burned. What do you have to say? And right now the President Ruto seems to be strict, seems to be firm about this, and he has ordered for the security that has been deployed there to act on the matter very fast. But bearing in mind that also the people from that areas, they have a problem whereby they own some of these illegal weapons. And there was a time that the Interior Cabinet for Security, that is Dr. Matiang'i, ordered them to submit the weapons to the government. Some of them did, but some of them did not. What can we do about it? Yes. Yes. Mm. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. We should just be serious on the matter. Okay. So I think, guys, we are coming to the end of this program. It has been newspaper review, and thank you guys for giving me your insights. Thank you guys for your time, for breaking the stories, and at least trying to explain to the viewer on what the story contains. So, guys, you can get to your local vendors and buy your daily copies, that is the Daily Nation or the Standard, at an affordable price. I've been your host, Mark Collins Ochieng. Let's do this tomorrow, and please make sure that you follow me on my social media pages. That is Mark Collins Ochieng on Facebook, collins.ke on Instagram and Twitter. Guys, also, can you give, as we close, can you give your social media pages where they can find you? When I start with you, Shalon.
Okay, I'm Shalon. You can find me on TikTok
Yes.
at Shalon254
Yeah.
and Instagram at Shalon_Kenya.
Okay, and then Regina. Okay, guys, remember you've been watching Romy TV Africa, where we keep hopes alive. So see you tomorrow here, same place, same time. And up next is Chat Spot. Thank you for watching.
All right, welcome once again to this month's show on What is Your Story with Dr. Robert. Also, remember, once again, we are back. This is a program that happens every Sunday at 6 p.m. only at Romy TV Africa.